How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 4 days left until the game's release on December 7th, and wow guys, can you believe that in just 4 short days we are officially going to have our hands on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I mean, heck, it's only technically 3 more days if you're going to the midnight launch of the game, so it is so close at this point that I just cannot wait. However, I wanted to make the wait a little bit more bearable, so what we are going to be doing today is talking about another supposed DLC leak. As always, and I cannot stress this enough, just because we are taking a look at this leak, that does not mean that it is 100% true, so make sure you guys take this with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about it just for fun. If you'd like to read along while I talk, you find a link to the original post in the description right down below, and now, with all of that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where this leak came from. So guys, the leak that we are going to be taking a look at today actually revolves around a new DLC character being announced at the upcoming Game Awards, and it was sent in to me by someone on my Discord server. So if you guys have not yet already joined my Discord server, I highly recommend you do so. As of now, we have over 2,700 members, always talking about Super Smash Bros. And if you guys ever want to talk to me directly, there is the best place to do so. It is 100% free to join, and you can find a link to it in both my description as well as my pinned comment. Now, this leak does in fact come from 4chan, and it is a text post leak, so if you guys want to leave, go ahead and do so now, otherwise we are going to jump right into the newest leak. So guys, like I said, this leak does in fact come from 4chan, and it is titled Smash Ultimate Game Awards DLC Announcement, and it is posted by Anonymous. It starts by saying, I can't go into a lot of detail about how I got this information or who I am, but I can tell you I know what is going to be shown off at the Game Awards. Now, we all know the Game Awards are about announcing the Game of the Year and that sort of thing, but companies always bring some cool trailers or announcements along with them. Now, I have information about what all of the companies will be bringing, but I honestly only really care about Nintendo since they have a huge game launching the next day, and I just like them the most out of all of them. If you really want to know what the other companies are bringing, just ask and I will tell you if there is enough interest. Anyways, Nintendo will be bringing a couple of things with them. First of all, we will be getting a trailer for Metroid Prime 4, and I know this as an absolute fact. Again, I cannot tell you how I have this information, you are just going to have to take my word. The next couple of things are a little bit up in the air right now, but I will tell you about that a little bit later. Besides a Metroid Prime 4 trailer, there will be the announcement of a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character. However, I'm not sure which one it is going to be. From what I understand, Nintendo / the Game Award higher-ups have been giving different personnel working on the Game Awards different information. Now, I have no idea why they are doing this, but given how much they have been cracking down on leaks in general, I am really not surprised. So, after talking to multiple people, there are 6 names that have been heard. Banjo, Sora, Slime from Dragon Quest, the Luminary from Dragon Quest, Zeraora, and Chrono. Now, obviously, one of these are going to be revealed at the Game Awards, and I bet the rest will not be making it into the game at all. Here is my way of thinking about it. If Nintendo reveals, let's say, Slime, and the other characters turned out to be true, they would have given away their entire fighter pass. So, again, one of these is real, and I would be willing to bet the rest are deconfirmed. Anyways, this is all of the information I have gathered as of now. If you guys don't think there will be a new character announcement at the Game Awards, which happened the day before Ultimate releases, you are sorely mistaken. Anyways, if you have any questions, just ask and I will do my best to answer. So now that we've gone over the entire post, let's talk about it a little bit. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the leaker himself. So as of now, we have no idea who this guy is. He posted anonymously on 4chan, and he says he has a source on the inside, or maybe he is the source on the inside. We really have no way of knowing because he was extremely vague with that. So right away, we have no way to judge whether or not he has credibility, but let's go ahead and talk about his first claim that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be shown off. Now, at this point, I would not be surprised at all if Metroid Prime was shown off at the Game Awards. I say that because at this point, Metroid Prime 4 is one of the most highly anticipated Nintendo games, and all we know about it is the trailer logo. We have no gameplay, or we don't have any knowledge about the game at all, so I could totally see them showing it off. A lot of people are hungry for some gameplay footage, including myself, so it would be awesome if we ended up seeing it. However, I think it's much more likely that we're going to get some kind of Super Smash Bros. Information. At this point, I think it's pretty likely we are going to be getting a DLC character, just because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be released the very next day, and we also have that quote from Reggie, which I'm going to play right now.
With Reggie, because I said, you know, if he's going to steal my Game Awards date to launch Smash Brothers, I got to challenge him.
It's the day before. You're the day before.
December 6th,
I'm the day
at 9 p.m. Pacific. I bet that's when Smash comes out.
So we need to do something special on your show.
Okay, well, we'll stay tuned.
We'll see.
What we can do. But
so we need to do something special on your show.
Okay.
So yeah, just based on what Reggie said, I think that at this point it is inevitable that we are going to be getting a Smash Ultimate DLC reveal. Now, if they are actually showing off Metroid Prime 4, and Sylux actually is going to be a DLC character, then why wouldn't they show off Sylux to also help promote Metroid Prime 4? As of now, it has been stated that Sylux is going to be the main antagonist of Metroid Prime 4, so I think that if he is getting into the game as DLC, they are also going to show Sylux as DLC alongside Metroid Prime 4 at the Game Awards. It just makes way too much sense. The other character I could see them announcing is a character from Monster Hunter. So as of now, as we already know, Rathalos is in the game as both a boss and an assist trophy, but we do not have a playable character from Monster Hunter yet. Well, Monster Hunter World is actually a game that is nominated for Game of the Year, so could you guys imagine if Monster Hunter World won Game of the Year, and then a Monster Hunter character was announced as a DLC fighter? I don't think anything like that has ever happened before, and if it did, it would be super cool, but unfortunately, the Monster Hunter character and Sylux were not mentioned on this list of 6, so let's go ahead and talk about those 6 characters. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about Banjo and Kazooie. Now, at this point, I am pretty convinced that Banjo and Kazooie are going to make it into the game as DLC characters, just because we have all of this evidence behind them, such as the 2 rare characters being a part of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Phil Spencer saying that he would be okay if Banjo and Kazooie made it into the game, and just because there's been so much fan outcry for Banjo, I have a very good feeling he's going to make it in. However, I don't feel like he's going to be announced at the Game Awards. I don't really know why. I just don't think that this is the right time for Banjo to be announced. I think that Banjo is going to be announced a little bit later down the line, and I think they're probably going to announce a character that's a little bit more iconic, such as Sora or someone like that at the Game Awards, so that there is a much bigger impact. Next up we have Sora, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the one that is the most likely on this list, at least in my opinion. As of now, we know that the DLC characters are not already in development. However, what if they announced Sora to be in the game as a DLC character, and they did something similar to Mewtwo in that they showed us his character model, but they didn't show us any gameplay, and then once it got time to release Kingdom Hearts 3, they also made Sora a reveal trailer, and they released him in the game, similar to how they did with Mewtwo. I could totally see that happening and generating a ton of hype, just because Sora is such an iconic character, and honestly, he's the most iconic character on this list. However, the only thing that's holding me back from that is that Vergaben has recently stated that Sora is not going to be the Square Enix character, but instead it's probably going to be a Dragon Quest character. So in terms of the Dragon Quest characters, first let's go ahead and talk about Slime. So at this point, Slime is basically deconfirmed if we are taking Vergaben's word for it. Basically, what he said the other day was that he had heard Slime's name about one time, and so he's probably not going to be the Dragon Quest rep. However, he had heard multiple times that the Luminary, who is the brand new protagonist of the new Dragon Quest game, would be making an appearance in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, although this is much more likely, once again, take this with a grain of salt and realize that we are still talking about this just for fun. We do realize that there is another Dragon Quest game coming out very soon, but at the same time, I still am holding out hope that Sora is going to be the new DLC character that is going to be revealed first from Square Enix. Next up, let's go ahead and talk Zeraora. Now, at this point, since Incineroar was the final character to be revealed on the base roster, and since he is a Pokemon, I have a feeling the first DLC character is not going to be a Pokemon. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to get another DLC Pokemon character, I'm just saying at this point it is pretty unlikely. However, Zeraora did just have his own movie in The Power of Us, so I guess they could try to use that as like a cross promotion, but like I said, I doubt that Zeraora is going to be making an appearance, at least as the very first DLC character, and especially at the Game Awards. And finally, we have Chrono, but this one I think is probably the most unlikely out of all of them, just because Chrono and the Chrono Trigger franchise is pretty unknown, at least from my perspective. Personally, I haven't heard anything about Chrono Trigger before besides when we started talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks, so once again, I feel like even if Chrono does make it into the game a little bit later down the line, there's no way Chrono from Chrono Trigger is going to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate unless Square Enix announces that they are developing a new game and Chrono is going to be the main protagonist. I think the Game Awards are special, and they are used for special announcements because they do have such a huge platform, and that's why they want to use characters that are really big like Sora or Banjo or someone like that, and they're probably not going to use characters that are small or kind of irrelevant like Chrono is. However, guys, those are just all of my thoughts and opinions, and I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Overall, however, do I believe that this league is real? As of now, I'm leaning on the fence of it being fake. Just because we don't know the exact character or anything else about the Game Awards or anything about this guy, I'm kind of leaning towards this being fake. Also, if he gets one of the characters right on this list, he probably just got lucky. I mean, let's be honest, he says it's one of these 6 characters, so now he has a 1 in 6 chance of being right. So once again, guys, I'm more leaning towards Team Fake at this point. However, like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, guys, would you be happy if one of these characters made it in? And if so, which one of these characters on the list do you want to see make it in the most? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.